Good day and
Welcome to
welcome
this
to
course,
Content Marketing
Facebook
Course. Now, the internet is very competitive, and you actually need to take details to everything that will bring you above your competitor. And while doing so, content marketing is not something I think anybody should joke with, because it's a very critical aspect when it comes to taking your business high, especially in visibility online. Now, content marketing, without any formal definition of it, just as the way the phrase sounds, content marketing actually means marketing anything via content. And there are so many things we need to consider when we actually want to market a thing via content. We firstly want to consider what are we writing about. That must actually be a valuable content or something solving a problem. Now, how do we go about finding what the challenge is, or what you really want to write about? Um, that comes in when we talk about keyword research. In one of our videos, we've had a course on that keyword research, and if you check out our site, you should actually find that. But if you need any information concerning that, you can drop a question below or send us an email. So I would assume we know the keyword we want to write about. So how do we write it properly that it actually meets that goal of marketing? Now, before going further, I would also like you to understand that how do people even get to meet your content? Because they get to search for a solution to their problem, and every day people are searching for one or two solutions to their problem, and they do this most especially on search engine. And the number one search engine we know is Google. So they Google their questions, and Google pops out a lot of links, over 10, 20 links, and so, and it pops it out in the grade of their relevance. And how do Google grade how relevant a content is? It does that on how much time previous visitors have spent on those sites, how people are engaging with those content. That is how Google knows that your content is actually relevant. So making your content relevant and following some key process so that it could even be visible on Google is what I am about to put you through. So I would, like I said previously, I would assume we, yes, like I said previously, I would assume we already have a keyword in our mind. Now, how do we how do we go from here? Okay, the way you write your content normally is actually different from the way you write an optimized content. A content you really want, you want it to pop up on Google. It's actually two different things. Now there are some things you need to put into consideration. Now the first thing you need to put into consideration is that the content must be at least 300 words. 300 words. Now don't be scared that I'm saying this thing. I'm just off and I'm saying it off act. I would also be dropping a note on this. Now, the keyword must be at least 300 words. The content itself must start with a keyword. Now, before I proceed, there are two kinds of keyword. We have the long tail keyword and we have the short tail keyword. The long tail keyword are no, sorry, the long we have the long tail key phrase and the short tail key phrase. Previously, it was called keyword, but now it's called key phrase because it contains more than one word. So, the short tail key phrase are phrases between 1 to 3 words, while the long tail key phrase are phrases above 3 words, maybe up to 7, 8, 9 words. So, but there's another very critical difference about these two kind of keyword is that um, one is very competitive than the other. Short tail keywords are very competitive. If you are just starting your content marketing and you really want to optimize, I think you should start the process from a long tail keyword. Long tail keyword are less competitive and easily comes up on Google. However, people might not search, not every the percentage of people that search for things online, they really do short tail, but a few percentage do long tail. That means people that really want to get, that really want to streamline their research, they do long tail. So you might actually be targeting this set of people. So that is for the long tail keyword. And after you've gotten the first point that it must it must start the content itself. Yes, it must start the content itself. Um, of course, when writing your content, you should have reasonable amount of subheadings. Now, subheadings, because whichever platform you are using to write it, to write your content or to dish it out, there is where you can actually select if a particular sentence is an heading or not. So it must have a reasonable amount of subheadings. For a 300 word keyword, I think 1 or 2 subheading is okay. Must have a reasonable subheading. Thirdly, the keyword must be evenly distributed in the content. Now, what do I mean by evenly distributed in the content? I would show you, but let us get this more interesting and let me assume we are actually writing about something. So I already note some things on my notepad. Let me get that opened. Now, in our previous course where we discussed keyword research, we were looking into skincare and we noticed people were searching for where to buy organic skincare ingredients in Ojota. Now you can see that is close to, let me say, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is close to 7 to 8 words, which is a long tail keyword. Now you coming up to write something about this, this is even a long tail keyword and it might even be very competitive, but either ways you might still pop up within Google first page if your content is well optimized. So I would assume you are a skincare expert and you want to tell people where to buy these things because these are what people are searching for. Just like I told you, before you come up with any content, before you come up with any content, before you start writing, your writing must be you must do your analysis with the data. What are you writing about? Are you writing off point what people are not searching for, or you're writing along what people are searching for? So this is a very strategic keyword which people are searching for, where to buy organic skincare ingredients in Ojota. So I'll assume we are writing for this. So when you are writing for this, your keyword, or rather your content, needs to start with the keyword. Starting up with the keyword. I'll also show you guys an example of that, but I quickly want to go through the things that need to be at the back of your mind when you are not just writing a content but an optimized content. I've said the first point is that it must start. The second point is that there must be reasonable amount of sub headings, and I gave an example, maybe one or two for 300 words, and I think, and the second one is that the keyword must evenly be distributed within your content. Now, if I'll be using 300 word as an example of content that you might be planning to write. So at least within those word of content, you must repeat this keyword 2 times, because that is how the metrics that work with the search engine gets to find what you're writing about, or get to target your content. Now, that being said, because the goal of Google, another point is that the goal of Google is to actually connect every website to the other. So Google wants to believe you might have done a research somewhere that is helping you develop that content, and they would want you to also refer to that site. Now that is what we call external link. They will want you to also refer to that site. So on your content, you must have a word linking to a page externally from your website or from where you are writing that content on. So for example, you are writing the content on your website and you got an idea from let me say from a forum. Now you could just make an hyperlink there and say, okay, this very research I made was found on this place. Just maybe, for example, you want to give credit. But mind you, moreover, it must not exactly be you are always giving credit to another site or something. In fact, the external link can even be a link to your social media pages. Okay, you guys have enjoyed my content. You can follow me. Click it, follow me on IG, on Facebook, on Twitter, or whatsoever page. So it must just be something linking externally to your website or that very page you're writing it. Now, secondly, there must also be an internal link, because the way the metrics work is that they want to also, Google also want to believe that you might have said something relating to something still on your website. So they want you to also make reference to that thing. So maybe probably you are writing about how to buy organic skincare in Ojota, and there's somewhere you really broke what organic skincare really is. You want people to also check out that post. That could be an internal link still on your website. Then peradventure on the organic link, you might say, okay, maybe when you just started, maybe after the first or second paragraph, you might now say, okay, you can also click here to learn more on organic skincare, what organic skincare really is. And by so doing, you are following the process of optimizing your content very well. Now, don't be scared. We are going to be using a content management system as an example, and something that really verifies that and that shows you that your content is really optimized. Now, that is that for it. For that aspect, I think we've mentioned 5 points now. Now I'm going to the sixth points. For for sure, when you search something on Google, some people also might want to search for image. So Google wants your image you're using. Image has a way we give them a name. When an image is on your desktop, you right click on that image image, you can see rename. The exact keyword you are using to write, you are focusing on, you will rename that image with that keyword, and that serve as an alternate text for the image. Sometimes you might have want to browse online and you see maybe you're trying to open a page or somewhere and the image is not the image are not showing well. A word comes up, that is the name of that image. That word is called an alternate text of that image. So because when people are making research, they might not actually want a content, they might want an image. So on the Google tab, you just click on the image. Let me show you guys an example of that. Okay, let me use this keyword. Let me use this keyword. Let me copy it. I hope this thing is sinking right into someone's mind. Okay, unfortunately my internet is not connected. Let me do that connection again. A moment. Now, where to buy organic skincare in Ojota, we have some content about that. Now you see where we click on image. Now all these images, Google is bringing them out because they have that keyword as their name. So you might also want to put in an image in what you're writing, which is very advisable, and one of the criteria you need to follow. Your image must have that very particular name. Am I skipping any other thing? So now that is just everything about content marketing, but let's do more examples and probably it would make you understand better. However, if you're asking any question, our email and phone line are always there. You could drop us a message. On our site, ExpressWeb, before that, there are two kind of optimization, because this content marketing it's also search engine optimization. Don't get it mixed up. There are two kind of optimization. We have the on-page optimization and we have the off-page optimization. Because this course is actually contain three parts. It actually contain content marketing, off-page and on-page optimization, which is total of three. Then backlinks. So we have off-page and on-page optimization. It's not a rocket science. It's so simple that an on-page optimization is an optimization you're trying to do on your website. Peradventure, probably you have a website. An off-page optimization is an optimization you are trying to do out of your website. It could even be on Instagram. You see, all these things that I just explained to you, when putting your content on Instagram, these things work. These things work. Instagram algorithm use this to bring out relevant content on Explore page, just exactly as it is. Rename the image, follow all the guidelines, it works. Yes, I kid you not, it works. So Now, an off-page optimization can be it's something you are doing externally from your website. Peradventure you don't have a website, but you still want to get people to know you via some content or via some content you might write on what's it called? Maybe you might write on forums or other platforms that accept content, even on question and answer platforms. You can write it there. So a few years back I worked with a friend of mine. He does he help people find funded schools. I mean, schools that are already funded, you might not necessarily mean to pay the actual amount that the school would actually cost you. Maybe there's a part funding for it, or there's a full funding. It can as well be called scholarship. So, in a nutshell, we summarize the name as funded schools, and the website is the company name is Funded School. The website is fundedschools.com. So that is it. And we were trying to do some off-page optimization. And please mind you and know that all these rules I've stated, if you follow everything, fine. Your content might even optimize if you don't follow everything. So it's not a do or die thing, but it's always advisable if you have the time to go extra mile and to, you know what I'm saying, eat it on the end. That would be a nice one. So he was writing about scholarship on Nairaland, and I already opened this page down because I made this research first. So here is MSc Architecture Assistantship in USA. Now this is a keyword they wanted to focus on. So peradventure people now knows your brand. They want to say, okay, I want to see what this brand is saying. Let me just Google funded schools. This is also a keyword. Peradventure people now want to Google the sites. This is you now wrote this also. So all these are included in the title. Mind you, your keyword also needs to be the title of your content. Yes, that is so important. How on earth did I miss that? No. It is impossible. So your keyword should be the title of your content, and this is always started from. And this is just simple thing he wrote. This is not an optimized content, but he just put those things down. And now inserted the website here. This you can see the hand shape the website has, and this word here has an hyperlink. Now this hyperlink is serving as a backlink. Now this is what we call backlink, where you have a link to your website or to your Instagram page or your Facebook page distributed everywhere online. That is what we call a backlink. So this is what we call a backlink, where you have your website link distributed everywhere. Oh God, if you can distribute at least one content any other place on the internet every other day, keep increasing your backlinks, you are heading up for the top. I kid you not. You are heading up for the top. So also part of the things you need. So that is simply what the backlink means, and you can actually make a domain overview of some very big brand, and you can actually see how many backlinks these guys have. These guys are not joking. Every day they push out content everywhere around the world, and it also helps to optimize their platform or their site. So that's basically what off page means. So on page now means you doing the optimization right on your site. But before I show you guys example of that, I would just like us to just this very keyword. Obviously, if I copy this like this and I do a Google search on it, it should bring that link up. And that content is not properly optimized, like I said. But let us Google the keyword itself. Okay, now it brought it up on the second page. However, this is not linking to the page on what's it called? Neverland is linking to the very particular page on the website. Now you can see web.fundedschools.com. It's still the person's page where he wrote about the scholarship and how you can get in contact with him if you are interested. So this is basically what it means to optimize the content, because Google is not something anybody controls from anywhere. But when you get the parameters right, when you get the criteria, when you have the understanding, you can actually excel. Now, on a on-page optimization, you can see this is our site, ExpressWeb. This is our blog where we wrote about positive effect of digital marketing on your business. There's a lot of things there, but I just quickly want to go around and show you how we followed every rule on this. Now, before I get there, let me just go around this. Now you can see click here. This click here is linking to another site. Remember I told you about external link is linking to another site. This also another linking to our own site, where it serves as an internal link for us on this page where you can sign up for a training. Now, because of the platform we are using for our blog, which is WordPress, there is a plugin that helps you achieve this optimization goal, and that is called Yoast SEO. Yoast SEO. When it is properly installed and properly configured, you have it guides you through how you can actually optimize your content. Now, at the end of the day, there's always an SEO analysis that tells you, okay, what have you done wrong or what are you not doing? Now you can see outbound link. All these places are green, which means we meet up to this place. Where we only have an average mark is keyword length. The keyword phrase is 5 word long. This plugin will actually advise you to go for short tail keyword. Remember I told you guys about short tail keyword, but still it's very hard. It's a very competitive kind keyword, you need a long tail keyword. So we would rather, you see, it's actually telling us to make it shorter. So we wouldn't rather consider that because we are trying to get to the top. So it noticed that there's an outbound link. It tells us a very good job. There's an internal link. You have enough internal links. Good job. Key phrase in introduction. Remember, I said the key phrase must start the content. Key phrase density. This is how many times your key phrases are appearing in the content. I told you guys about evenly distribution of keyword. The key phrase was found 3 times, as you can see there. Key phrase in meta description. Now, this is how, what you see here is exactly how it is going to show when possibly this content shows up on Google, on this way, on the search list. This is how it's going to show. So this is actually the meta description. The meta description is just like an introduction text that tells a user what that content is about. So it actually supposed to be should I use the word trigger driven, to trigger a user to want to click it and want to learn more. So the key phrase that we use for this is inside the meta description, which is okay. You can edit it by editing here. You see the SEO title, you see the slug. The slug is just like a link. Now, your key phrase is also supposed to be the link of that content. Now, this is exactly what I mean here. When I edit here, you can't, okay, sorry, cancel. If I copy this link, copy link address, if I paste it here, you can see this is the link of that content, which is now this is the slug, however, which is now telling us that the key phrase exactly is part of the link of that site. That is what that part means. So the length of the key phrase is also okay, because if it extends this, people might not really get a complete view of it, and it might, however, trigger them to click or trigger them not to. People actually want to get the full idea of what they are clicking because their time is precious. Previously used key phrase. Now, when you're doing an on-page optimization on your site, you must not use a key phrase 2 times. No, you don't do that. You must not use a key phrase 2 times, just once. So when you use it 2 times, you are trying to confuse yourself, because you cannot confuse the system that manages this process. So it has not been used before. You have not used the key phrase before. Very good. Image alt attributes. That's exactly what I'm telling you. When people search and they click on image, the name, the keyword itself, supposed to be what is it called? It's supposed to be the name of that image, so it could actually aid your optimization and pop up when people click on the image tab on the search engine. Now, text length. The text length is 494, which is averagely good. Like I told you, text length should be a minimum of 300. Anything above is really an excellent stuff, but it should not be unreasonably above and not passing a message. It will still be counted as irrelevant because people will not spend time on a page like that. So if you just have a short thing to deliver, you get it done, you optimize it, and you are good for that. So key phrase and title, like I told you, the title of the text must also be in the key phrase. SEO text width. Now, the SEO text width is also serve as title, which is there. Very okay, because this SEO text width is what shows up here. Some people might have some key phrase and it will extend, and some will not even be able to see right from the search engine page, which is the SERP, someone would not even see the whole the whole key phrase, which might actually not give them um, a good representation of what the content is actually about. So they need to get a full idea before they click on it. Now, key phrase and slug, which is this, which I also told you guys this. So you can see, so as you are writing, you would even be knowing where you are getting it wrong or where you are getting it right. Automatically, these things will either be green, red, or orange. Orange means okay, you are there, but you are not yet there. Red means you are not even there at all. And by the end of the day, when you come up here, you see your SEO good. If it is bad, it tells you. It does not hide anything from you. If it is good, it tells you. So when you've written a properly optimized content, this thing tells you you've done your own part. It's left for search engine to do their part. So I think I've, in a nutshell, spoken about um, content marketing, exactly how it's been done. Content marketing, on page and off page optimization, and backlinks. If you have any question, don't forget you can call us or write to us, and we will be happy to help you through. Um, just try again and go through this course one more time. Pause where you need to pause. I know I screwed up here. Maybe you might need some information there. Pause where you need to pause. Ask question where you need to ask question, and be on top of your game. This is exactly how people market with content. This is content marketing. No, no rocket science to it. When you search for things online, what Google brings out is relevant content links for you. That is it. So I wanted to show you guys something again before I round up. Okay, I just wanted to show you where we just did a little optimization, where we um trying to run a pod system, but we just did a page, and it wasn't not as if we really wanted to really follow all the criteria and optimization from our backend, but we just did a few ones, and it's coming up to second, which is join, because people might, Instagram pod when it was raining and everything. People might want to look for this thing is still working till date. When you search for Instagram pod group, you didn't put your location, so they might be referring you to other pod article around the world. But when you emphasize it on Nigeria, you might land on our page. So just, it's not necessarily you follow everything. If you can, fine. If you can't, the ones you can, do it part time, and you improve along the way. So I'll be expecting to see you in another of this course. Remember, you need to start making sales like now. Thank you.